This is how I play the game! Oh my god! What the fuck?
Oh my god.
I haven't been taking breaks recently because I've been playing Destiny 2, and it's such a freaking grind, I just keep playing. But today I am definitely going to take a break. Breaks are good. The thing is, especially for someone like me who has what would be called a sedentary lifestyle, meaning, I mean, all day I'm sitting here playing games with you guys, you need to take breaks to get up and move. If you don't, there's a lot of health hazards. Number one, you know, I have a back injury, and just sitting around not moving can actually make it worse. Number two, there's risk of, if you can believe it, blood clots, heart issues. If you're just sitting all day long and not getting up, that's a problem. So I need to start taking breaks again. I know for the past week I really haven't been taking breaks when playing Destiny 2. I have to start doing that again. Alright. So, I appealed to my patrons, and I said, listen, I really don't think it's going to make sense for you guys to vote for Super Mario Sunshine now. In addition to just the concerns that 3 Mario games back-to-back don't make sense, also, if you guys aren't aware, this is actually the best time right now to be putting out videos on YouTube, starting right now and through December, because this is the big advertisement-heavy season. This is the time when most YouTubers go gung-ho into YouTube, because they know if they put out videos now, they're going to make the most amount of money. For me, being real here, real talk with all of you,
This is one of the most important times of the year because whatever videos I put out now make a big lump of income for me.
That then allows me to survive through the slower months of early the next year. For example, typically, in January and February, ad revenue dips really bad on YouTube. So I have a few great months at the end of the year and then a few bad months, but it usually levels out because of the fact that I made so much early on, okay? However, if I play Mario Sunshine, if you guys aren't aware, I can't monetize it on YouTube. Why? Because Nintendo claims all first-party Nintendo videos on YouTube, alright? And that being said, that's terrible, because this is the time of the year when I really do need to, in order to actually keep things going, to keep the business running, to be able to keep doing this as a job, folks, and be able to provide you with these daily gameplay streams and videos on YouTube, alright? I need to basically do the best thing for the business right now in order to keep it going. Because the bottom line is, if I play a bunch of games I can't make any money on now, and then come January, I can't make any money because YouTube ad revenue's down, I won't be here anymore. That's just being matter of fact, folks. That's just being matter of fact. That's not me trying to blow the situation out of proportion or being overdramatic. That's me being real with you. You know, when you make these decisions, we have to realize that you have to do the best thing so that I can still be here tomorrow. Now, the thing is, I could have made the decision and said, alright, well, now I'm banning Mario Sunshine from the running completely. And you know what would have happened if I did that? Here's what would have happened. Massive backlash, because the patrons would have said, but that was the game we nominated the most, and you're banning it? That's not fair, right? So, what I did is I made a poll based on the nominations, and it just so happens that the poll is going to end this weekend. This Sunday, actually, is when I'm going to close the poll. Alright? And of course, Mario Sunshine is winning the poll. Of course, I found out. I actually looked into it. And yes, it is true that many legitimate patrons, you know, people who are fans of mine, did actually vote for it. At the same time, there was a group of assholes, a group of, yes, detractors, who actually are paid patrons of mine on purpose so that they can skew voting in a situation like this. And they all voted for it, too, on purpose, once they saw that I asked to please not vote for it. So, here's what we're going to do. I did a compromise with everybody, okay? And people seem to like it. People are, you know, the patrons are really liking the compromise, because basically it's a win-win for everyone. It's basically me going above and beyond what's expected of me with this Patron's Choice playthrough. So allow me to explain. What I'm going to do is on Sunday night, alright? On Sunday night, I'm going to close the poll. And we're going to find out what's going on with it. You know, what's the final results.
Oh my god, excuse me.
More than likely, Mario Sunshine's going to win the poll, alright? But then what I'm going to do is I'm going to see what came in second place. Right now, I haven't checked the poll this morning, but as of last night, I checked it. So I should have said as of last night. The second place of the poll is actually Spyro 1. Now, this is interesting because I have never played a Spyro game before, ever. I don't even know. I mean, apparently it's an action platformer, but that's all I know. I've never played a Spyro game ever before. Okay? So that could certainly be interesting to see how that goes if that is the game that wins. I think the other games that are in the running right behind Spyro are Manhunt 1, as well as I think it's like SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom Bay a bumblefuck bouncing baby bullshit or something. I don't know what the game is called, but it's a SpongeBob game, alright? So, here's what's going to happen. Whatever gets second place is going to be the Patron's Choice playthrough for now, meaning, like I said, once I start wrapping up these new releases that I'm playing right now when we get a little bit of downtime, it's going to be whatever gets second place in the poll will be the Patron's Choice playthrough.
That way, I can play it, I can monetize it.
It's not another Mario game that'll burn everyone out from watching it, and it'll be a fun playthrough for the now, alright? I am agreeing that because of this extenuating circumstances, that Super Mario Sunshine will be played. However, it will be played at a later date. More than likely, it's going to be in January, when we have tons of downtime. Typically, January is one of these very, very slow gameplay months. Typically, January and July are usually the two gameplay months. There's almost no new releases, nothing really going on. There's usually several weeks in January when there's just nothing happening. And that will be the time when I play Mario Sunshine, okay? So I'm making this commitment so that it's a win-win for everyone. We get a fun Patron's Choice playthrough now that I can actually monetize and doesn't burn everybody out. And then, come January, I play Super Mario Sunshine, which it seems a lot of people want to see. Okay? Sounds good? So again, win-win. The patrons are getting what they want, plus they're getting another playthrough. So basically, they're getting 2 playthroughs for the price of 1. And I'll just throw this out there, because it's hilarious. I knew this was going to happen as soon as I started talking about this. You know there's some people complaining in the stream chat? You want to notice something about them? They're not patrons. These people aren't patrons. The people who are complaining are, guess who?
The same people who troll voted for Super Mario Sunshine. The detractors, the assholes. They want to stir up drama where it doesn't exist.
So, they've been trying to spin this for the past couple of days, saying that I'm not going to play Super Mario Sunshine, and they've been spreading this drama all over the internet. It's completely false. It's actually the complete polar opposite. The patrons are getting double what they actually pledged for. They're getting double. 2 for the price of 1. But instead, they want to lie and say the complete opposite, and say that they're not getting what they want. So they're fuckers. They're stupid fuckers. They lie all the time on purpose to try to make me look bad. And that's why I've been trying to tell people for days, don't listen to what they say. It's not true. And I will explain it when I'm ready to explain it, which I finally am. Okay? So, there you go. That's what's going to happen. I'm excited to see what wins the poll. Right now, it looks like it's going to be Spyro 1. And then, we'll see what happens. I'll let everyone know on Sunday night when I actually close off that poll. I'll let everyone know exactly what actually won, okay?
Coming up in early October, I'm going to be taking some time off. There's actually a 1-week time period where there's 0 new releases.
Shout out to Or Knights who did a 10-bit cheer. He said, any weird neighbors in your area that does anything unordinary that's not right? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Really, I only know very few of my neighbors because I've been so busy with work since I moved here. I honestly haven't had a lot of time to meet the neighbors. I mean, I have a next door neighbor to my right who is a retired employee of Boeing. It's an aeronautical industry. I believe she's in her 50s or 60s. So she doesn't work. She's retired. You have to think she's in her 60s. She doesn't work. And so she does a lot of the maintenance around here. Like, she does a lot of the yard work and stuff. Like, gardening and stuff like that for the facility. And then to my left, it's a bunch of younger people, about my age, actually. And I know there's a married couple, as well as they have another person, I guess, who rents a room there. I'm not sure. But they have 2 dogs. They're nice people. But I don't really, we don't interact. We barely ever see each other. It's just we're in and out, going in and out of the houses. Maybe we'll see each other every once in a while. But it's not like I spend any significant time with these people. I don't really know anything about any of my other neighbors. At all. They're all inside. They're very private, Not to say that they don't have events. They do have events like, oh, come to the board meetings or whatever. But I'm too busy. I can't do that stuff. I'm here every day working, folks. So I don't get really to be social with my neighbors or anything like that. Don't know too much about them. But I can tell you, no, I don't know if any of them are doing weird shit. Some people wonder, gee, I wonder how Phil's neighbors react when they hear him yelling and screaming while he plays games, right? Well, this is funny. The other day, I was actually power washing my driveway. And I asked my neighbor, I said, I'm just curious, do you ever hear me when I'm in my office working? And she said, no. When I first moved here, she did hear me all the time, but it seemed like it stopped. I said, I know why. Because in 2015, when I started Patreon, right, I bought all the soundproofing foam for my office. So in 2015, I bought all this soundproofing foam, and it works. So that's why no one hears me, because I got all the soundproofing foam to absorb the noise. So my neighbors don't hear me. That's good. As opposed to in Connecticut, in my condo where I used to live, that place, the walls were like paper. You can hear everything above, to the sides, everything. So, that's why it's awesome that I live here and I have, you know, this office. A lot of people say, oh, I don't see the benefit. Well, that's because you don't live here. You know, that's because you don't understand. You know, you're talking from an outsider perspective. Alright, shout out to Chairman Caleb who did a 20-bit cheer. He says, you've been doing the permanent webcam stream for a while. I'm assuming you like the setup better because you haven't gone back. Personally, it's better seeing you and your reactions to the game. I'll be honest with you, Chairman Caleb. This is my God's honest truth.
Honestly, I prefer not doing the webcam.
Reason being, because when I'm doing the webcam, people demand that I wear some kind of a nice shirt every day. Phil must wear a nice shirt for stream. Phil should be brushing his hair for stream. It's like, dude, I'm just sitting down to play a video game. For me, it's like, why am I doing myself up to play a game? You know what I mean? But the thing is, there's so many streamers who would literally treat their streams like entertainment shows that they do. They fucking have lighting, and they put makeup on their fucking faces. They dye their hair. They do all this crazy shit that I don't do. Alright? But I knew, earlier this year, I knew that when I was going to be adopting a more full-time streaming kind of a mentality, and that I was going to be focusing more on the live interactive audience than on YouTube, that people were going to want to see me on webcam because it had already become the standard for live streamers. Not to say that all of them do it. There's still some streamers who don't use webcam at all, which, that's like a holdout audience, honestly, because most of them do it now. But I knew people would say, oh man, Phil's really not taking this seriously if he doesn't use webcam all the time. And honestly, it's not more work for me. The webcam's set up. It does it automatically. It's not like, you know what I mean? It's not like I have to go out of my way to make the webcam work. It's not a ton of extra work or anything like that. So, it is what it is. That's why I do it. It's not because I like it. It's because people seem to like to see me on camera. Like you just said, I think they like to see my live reactions. They like to see that versus kind of guessing how I'm reacting. You know, there's been a lot of moments this year. Alright? There's a lot of moments this year that have been accentuated by the fact I think that there was a webcam on, right? You just see my live reaction to something. Alucard just said the most ridiculous out-of-place comment ever. You ready? Well, Lyric doesn't do that, and he has 30,000 viewers at a time, always. LOL. Yeah, Lyric, you know, the guy who's been a full-time streamer for a bajillion years, was known for full-time streaming. You know, the guy who makes a living doing it for multiple years, and therefore he has a giant holdout audience, and people go to him because he's the go-to guy for streaming since he's done it for so long.
Of course! Duh!
Hold on, let me say something else that makes so common sense. The sky is blue when there's no clouds in it. Let's see, grass is green. In general, it's usually green.
It's like, gee, let me quote, but PewDiePie doesn't do something, but he gets millions and millions of it. Well, because he's the biggest fucking YouTuber, stupid. I mean, hold on, let me do...
If you're gonna type an actual message like that, like just save your energy. It's such a silly, ridiculous thing to say.
I prefer a penne. Oh, easy to eat. Oh, Phil's a faggot. Phil's fat. Phil's a loser. Phil's a beggar. All right, I'm not dead. But I swear to God, I wish I fucking was.